Well, welcome to another video. As you can tell, and I'm sure you are too, if you're an Australian fan, you're probably fuming right now with the result lost to Japan. We're fuming too. We've never dropped an F-bomb on this show, and let's hope that continues. Because this is a family show, so it'll be beeped out anyway. What can we say? Japan, better team, 100% deserve the win, 100% deserve to go to the World Cup. Congratulations, Australia. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know.
Let's be honest. Who actually expected us to beat Japan? I think if you look at this Australian squad throughout this qualifying campaign and you believed that Australia were going to come away with a win tonight, you're naive, you're a bit stupid, because our team is trash. It's not up to the same quality as a team like Japan. It's not. Simon Hill making fun of Minamino. Oh, he is a bit part player at Liverpool. Like, yeah, he's at Liverpool. Our best player on the pitch is a bit part player at a bottom half club in Germany, Aiden Hrustic. Matt Ryan is a bit part player at a middle of the road Spanish club. Like, we're nowhere near the level of Japan. Nowhere near. Scott McKinnon in the first half saying, we need to show some aggression, show some physicality. Mate, that attitude that Australia just needs to work hard and be strong is so stuck 20 years ago. It's so wrong. You know what we need? We need tactical nous, and we need players who actually have some sort of skill. And we don't have that. We don't have that in quality. We don't have a goal scorer. Mitch Duke is an absolute mistake. Yeah, look, he leads the line. He can win headers, but he can't score goals.
He's a second division Japanese player. When Japan see the lineup, they're laughing, thinking they've picked a guy from our national second division.
That's right. Look, the best striker we had in the squad was Nick Agostino at the moment.
Yeah, on form. Yeah, you probably say that.
He didn't even make the subs bench. Maybe he had an injury, but he's the best we got this season. Jamie McLaren's useless in a Socceroos jersey. Who else have we got that could actually score a goal? And when we have Moy and Irvine and Rogic out, if you really believe Australia is at the level that we should automatically qualify for World Cups, I'm sorry, but you're still back in the 2010s. We've not moved on with the rest of Asia. We're not producing the quality that we should. Look, there's a whole issue, but I don't know how Danny Johnroe doesn't get into this squad. I don't know how Cammy Devlin doesn't even get a call up, because he's playing good football over in Scotland.
Was he injured or?
Look, him and everyone else at the moment. But we don't have the quality. Our players are not playing at quality teams overseas. We need to move on. I didn't expect us to win. We can't with this squad. And with these kind of tactics, lumping it forward, we can't even pass it in the midfield to each other. We look useless. And look, did we deserve to win? No. We didn't really do anything to win that game. Do we deserve to lose like that? No. That sucked. No.
Yeah, that last goal.
A draw probably would have flattered us still, but yeah. No. They were definitely exploiting us over the top. They hit the post twice in that first half. That our two centre backs did okay, but they were exposed over the top, and they're not quick on the turn. Joel King played well at left back. We do have.
I think Joel King was probably I don't know who you would say at best, but I thought he had a really good game. In a pretty ordinary effort, really.
And Hrustic looked okay. He was the only one who really looked like he was taking the game by the scruff of the neck. But
yeah,
he had no support really when you've got Mitch Duke in front of you. Like, what are you supposed to do?
And people say about Mitch Duke, his work effort on the ball. I don't give a rat's ass about his work effort. I want goals. Work effort is great if you're trying to hold out to play for a nil or a draw. We're not playing for a nil. We need goals. And to start him over D'Agostino, over Fornaroli, over McLaren, who are consistent goal scorers, compared to Duke, who, I mean, he scores goals, but just not enough.
Well, he's in a
to justify him starting
drought at the moment in Japan. He's not scoring at the moment. It's madness.
Yeah,
it's madness.
I mean,
they won with Bill and Boyle. They run hard, but again, there's no one in the box who you can trust to get the ball into in good areas.
And you don't like. I mean, pace is good, speed is good, but like you say, when does it come back to actually being skillful, not those playing hard, running hard? Because you can run as hard as you want. Usain Bolt, fast person in the world, absolute garbage at football. We saw that. Anyway, like, their speed's great, but actually, boy, wasn't too bad. But it's just not good enough.
I think that's the difference between a Hrustic. Look, he's pretty good, sure, but he's no Tom Rogic. Tom Rogic unlocks defenses and actually allows wingers to make those good runs in. He allows a striker. I don't think Hrustic did that. He didn't really unlock. He had some bright little spots, but I mean, probably our best chance, other than the corner, which, look, it shouldn't have been a free kick to Japan. That was useless. Our best chance was Hrustic whipping in across and Mitch Duke headering it from like 14 yards.
Oh, yeah, that one, yeah.
That's the only thing we really created.
The biggest chance, and really, in the end, it was pretty easy to save. And the one that was a free kick, that shouldn't have been a free kick. I mean, people say about VR. I mean, there's not enough to overrule that. And if it'd gone the other way, if they'd given the goal, there wouldn't be enough to overturn it. It's just one of those ones. If the ref never caught it, and it shouldn't have been caught. Like, keepers, we all know keepers are well protected, the professional standard, and
but Sainsbury goes up. He's going for
the ball 100%. He's going for the ball. The keeper's made a poor decision to come out. I think, was it Simon Hill or Andy Harper said that, the keeper's been beaten. He's made a bad move, and he's gotten away with it because, I guess it's consistent in that keepers are overprotected. And I don't think they should be. I mean, you can watch that and you can see on a replay that's not Sainsbury. Is it Sainsbury?
Yeah, it was Sainsbury.
Sainsbury and the keeper are going for the ball. There's no foul in it. And I don't think the keeper probably shouldn't. Doesn't like that, but you could say Minamino spurned like 3 goals. So it's definitely not saying, if we scored that, well, and I'm not saying, that cost us. Definitely didn't. I think it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's all we've really got from this game was a half chance off a corner and an average chance at best off the head. We really didn't create much else inside their box. And that's pretty disappointing. I think, look, we had lots of outs for this game. But
I would have liked better. I mean, within the first 10 minutes, I'm thinking they are carving us up through the midfield. This is not a good look when you do that in the first 10 minutes. And really, they probably could have scored a couple of goals by half time. But, the crossbar was our man in the match for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Marco Tilio came on again, showed some nice spark, but
you brought on McLaren with 5 to go. It's just way too late. Fornaroli didn't really get to see much of him. I think much of an opportunity.
Well, we couldn't get the ball to our striker. Like, it's not like we're all of a sudden going to put Fornaroli on and be able to find the striker's feet. Like, we just weren't creating those chances. We didn't dominate the match or possession. We had a bright start to the second half of 15 minutes. I think there's so much going on just against Australian football. It is a wake-up call. It should be a wake-up call. We need to start the second division. We need to get more minutes in more players. We need to provide proper professional opportunities for young players to get game minutes and progress. There needs to be progression. There needs to be a pathway for players. We're never going to develop these kind of players. We need more matches in our A-League. We need to expand to 16 teams, and we need to get a 30-game season in Australia so that the players who are, the best in the A-League are playing football, a lot of football. Our teams need to be performing better in Asia. We need teams playing against good players. These things,
future-wise, that helps. But right now, if our full squad's there, I'd say, we're on par with Japan in Asia. If we have our whole squad there, Japan is probably the one better team in all of Asia. Saudi Arabia are really tactically well set up. Individually, we're way better.
I disagree. You look at the quality of South Korea, they're better than us. You look at the quality of Saudi Arabia,
they've got Song Heung-min, and that's it. Just pass it to him, and that's all they do. They
do have other players in good leagues with technically good players and their tactics are way better than ours. I don't actually think we're a top 4 team in Asia at the moment. Not with our squad.
Name me 3 more that are better.
I think Japan, Saudi Arabia, and Korea
Saudi Arabia
are better.
Saudi Arabia are well coached. I think they're really well coached. They're really tactically well set up. Individually, they're I don't.
Qatar, I think, are level with us at the moment, and they showed that by winning the Asian Cup. They're not that far off. I don't think where we are at the moment. We need to change. We need to see something happen to improve our squad. And look, it's not all over yet. We have the playoffs. We've got to face UAE.
But it almost does feel over when you think, you got to play UAE, a team who beat us at the Asian Cup, and then you could be playing Peru, you could be playing Chile, Colombia, Uruguay.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, Honduras. Last time we went through, we played Syria, who really gave us a run for our money, even though I really think we should have smashed them. And then Honduras. Actually, I think we were quite comfortable in the end against Honduras. So.
Yeah, South America is a different ball game. I guess where it leaves us, and lots of people will be having this discussion, is I think FFA have said Graham Arnold's got the job the whole way through till we either are out or we make the World Cup. Would you sack him?
Yep. I'd sack him tonight after the game. I'd be like, see, mate, gone. I mean, I know he had half the squad out, but just even with some of the squad members he had, and some he didn't pick. I mean, who was the one from Melbourne City who Melbourne City blocked being selected? It was Craig Noon. Good. And Curtis Good, sorry. And, he wasn't even the draft squad. How is he not? Melbourne City have all right to say, no, we're not letting him go.
I don't know how Wilco, look, I love Wilco, but I don't know how he's in the 50-man squad over someone like that.
Yeah, and, we could look at some of those selections like Duke. What is the persistence with him? I've never really seen him. I've never been, wow, this is such a good player to have in our national team. I'm thinking, where's the rest? In previous years, why aren't we picking Rukavica, who's just been dominating in Israel? Yeah, I know he actually didn't get picked because he didn't have his second vaccine shot or something like that. But still, why hasn't he been looked at in the past?
Yeah.
Why would? No, I don't think I'm going to get caught up in this one because he was never going to play. Why was Andrew Redmayne picked instead of someone like Mark Birighitti or the guy from Western United, who have by far been probably some of the more informed keepers this season?
Yeah.
Grant, the options there were hard, so I can't really get too caught up about that selection. It's just, and like we said, we mentioned Cameron Devlin, we've mentioned Nathaniel Atkinson, the guy from Toulouse who's playing week in, wing out in the second French division. Yeah, far out, mate. What do you have to do to get for a run? You're going to be playing in League One next, or however you say one in French. You're going to be playing the top flight of France next year, and you can't even get a run with Australia.
Yeah,
it's just mind-boggling. It really reeks of nepotism. We've just always had these issues in Australian sport of just absolute shocking people making the calls at a a top level, and there's a lot of players that shouldn't be picked, even with 10 players out. And I think he has to answer for it. I mean, if that's what the FA are going to do, I mean, they want to make their bed, they can lie in it. But look, I think he should have been sacked the previous round when I think, did we lose or we drew with China? I mean, he's been there before with our golden generation. He couldn't even get the semi-final of the Asian Cup. He's come back 10 years later or whatever it was with, a lot more experience and pedigree after doing quite well at Sydney FC and Central Coast. But
yeah,
I really don't think I mean, the national team is a completely different kettle of fish. But I don't think it's up to a standard to be any country's national team. And I mean, we've had Ange. I don't think Ange is ever going to coach us again. I don't really see any other Australian coach.
Your mic is a bit funny at the moment. Your mic just keeps.
Oh, yeah. Maybe Tony Popovich, but I think he's another coach that just is really good at a club level, and I really think we just need to find a nice European, South American coach for now. I don't think the coaches we have here are good enough to lead us to a World Cup.
Yeah, look,
it'll be a lot easier when they expand to 48 teams, but who knows? We might not even make it.
I think there's a few things going on there. Look, if Graham Arnold manages to pull off the extreme and somehow we do beat UAE and then beat whoever's fifth place from South America, I still probably think someone else should take us at the World Cup if we make it. I'm torn on the European option, though. I understand what you're saying, that there's not really any good Australian coaches suitable. But I think it's the same thing as where we see our strikers just, for so long the A-League has been bringing in marquee strikers from Europe and South America, and our Aussie players don't get their chance. And it's produced what we see now. No real good options up front to score goals for the Socceroos. I think that keeps happening if you keep relying on overseas coaches. This is another reason why I back the second division, why I back more teams in the A-League, is because I want to see more Australians get their shot to learn their trade, to build up their skills, and then have those shots and those opportunities. So, look, if we make it to the World Cup, a European option is probably the best idea. But eventually we actually have to start building, growing good Australian coaches in this country. We can't keep relying on the rest of the world. We've got to grow them here. So, look, yeah, we're all disappointed. Thanks for joining us in our pity party, everybody.
Subscribe, give us some sympathy, love with a subscribe, please.
If you just want to keep listening to us, just in pain. But we know, if you're watching this, you're probably in pain too. You probably share our thoughts. And so I guess all that's there to leave in the comments is, what do you think? What would you have done differently? Who would you have put on? Tell us if you disagree with anything we have said. But I think really it's a pretty bad night in Australian football history. The mood around Australian football as a whole is pretty low right now, and this doesn't help. So,
interesting. This playoff with the third place in the other group is a one-off match.
Ooh.
The playoff with the South American team is a one-off match. I think it's going to be. Hopefully, I think that's going to be a neutral venue. That's going to be in Qatar. That you can't have.
When did that change?
I think that's always been the case. I just think we never really realised until now.
For this World Cup?
Yeah, for this World Cup, just I think with the backlog of fixtures and everything. Like in Europe right now, they're doing the last round of playoffs and they're all one-off ties. I honestly, you cannot have that in Australia or the UAE or whoever comes down the other group. That's got to be a neutral venue. I don't think that's fair. Imagine going to Uruguay or Peru or whatever and having to play it again in the World Cup. That's just not fair. You either have a single tie, you have a neutral venue, and it's got to be neutral.
Look, let's be honest, Australia will get stepped over by by someone in FIFA, because it's just the way things go for the Socceroos. We always have to do it the hard way. You know?
Yep, but if you're not good enough, you're not good enough. And really, this is the last time we're, because we go into 48 teams next World Cup. This is really the last time a World Cup will probably be like, there'll be good teams missing out. There could be there'll be a Chile and a Paraguay or a Uruguay, Colombia and all that missing out. There's a chance that either Italy or Portugal will be missing out. But when we go to 48 teams in, you'll see less of it. But
isn't that mad? Italy could miss out on the World Cup.
The European champions. Yeah.
Have to win the European Championship. Incredible. Look, thanks for watching. Let's cry over Australian football together. We'll be back with more videos.
Maybe.
Hopefully something positive.
Hopefully.
See you later.